watching quietly, wondering just how many of his gymnasts will make this Olympic team, is Bela Karolyi. He parades around the arena. He is really a media darling, and that's one of the reasons that
Good job.
Don Peters has such a difficult time battling his publicity. He's also a big horoscope fan, and we checked his stars just to see what Virgo has in store for him today. Well, you get acceptance when you back up what you say and do. Schedules are subject to far-reaching changes, and you can make money through partnership. Well, the last one is just a given, and we'll talk about the other two in a minute. Phoebe Mills is a Scorpio, as was Nadia, and that's a big factor for Bela. Then Shelley Stack, Christy Phillips, Rhonda Fain, and Brandy Johnson. And you can see that just about all their horoscopes apply to today. But, you know, my horoscope always applies to today, too. They always seem to do that. Anyway, Bela has said he is not going to go to Seoul. And you remember the second part of his horoscope, that his schedule may change? Well, he may wind up going. Who knows? And the first one was, you can back up what you say and do. Well, he says he knows how to push the right buttons for the right gymnasts at the right time. And he has certainly prepared Phoebe Mills at the right time. At one point, it was thought that Bela would give the United States its top gymnast in the name of Christy Phillips. Well, as she continues her comeback, he has given the United States its top gymnast, but her name is Phoebe Mills.
You would think, looking at her, that she's feeling a great deal of pressure, even though she's standing way on top. Her style is reminiscent of Nadia, rather unemotional. Her technique is polished. She's confident, but she's not cocky. She knows what she has to do. I was talking to Marta Karolyi, and she said one of the reasons her gymnasts have been so successful on the uneven bars and balance beam especially is because they do many, many repetitions, probably more than a lot of the other gymnasts in practice.
She was the all-around champion at the U.S. Nationals. And in first place right now. Dan Hayden was the champion on the men's side on the all-around at the U.S. Nationals and had a horrible fate.
She does have a great sense of humor. She performs to the music of the Addams Family. And the ever-popular pull-in double back in a pike position. You can see why she's the best.
I wonder if they replay Addams Family reruns in Seoul.
You can really see Phoebe's personality coming out here. And believe me, in Seoul, that will be very important. You want to capture not only the judge's attention, but the audience. Here's your required second tumbling run, whip over. Beautiful double pike. And believe me, with the springs in those legs, this double back ending will be no problem.
Morticia and Gomez would be proud.
So is Bela.
That's how you're supposed to be.
He's tough to please. That's how you're supposed to be. Kelly Garrison Steve's score on the beam was a 9.788. We'll check on Phoebe Mills' tally in a moment. We'll be back as Coca-Cola presents the U.S. Olympic trials in women's gymnastics after this message and a word from our local station. She is only 5 foot tall, but growing taller with each and every routine. Her confidence is just making Phoebe Mills so strong and so impressive to watch. Her score on the floor exercise was a 9.963. She maintains her first place standing here at the Olympic trials with scores of 9.935, 9.9, and a 9.963. We're getting ready to watch Christy Phillips on the balance beam. And as she prepares to mount the beam, we want to show you what Bela said to her before this trial.
Oh, Nadia, we know she had to go through the same thing. She gained a lot of weight before the World Championships. And, you know, it was hard, but we motivate her. We get her up because you're going to do it. You're gonna make it if you work hard.
I don't know if Bela knows that she does Bela. But Christy Phillips may be one of the best beam performers in the world. Unfortunately, she finished second at the Pan Am Games in Indianapolis in '87 after falling off the beam, receiving only a 9.35. And that was as Phoebe's career was at a very down point.
If she makes the team, she has a real good chance on this apparatus of winning a medal. She has some unusual talents. She's extremely flexible, as you will see in her mount. It's called the Philip Planche.
8th place after the second rotation, trailing Rhonda Fane and Missy Marlowe by a very large margin, with only one more routine to go after this.
With all the pressure, she seems to work with confidence. And it's a very difficult routine, though. Oops, slight break there, possibly a 10th or 2.
The crowd is reacting to other activities in the arena. 2 apparatus being performed on at the same time.
And yet you're so focused, you don't even hear them.
And that noise is for the hometown girl, Missy Marlowe. And we'll let you know how she did on floor exercise shortly. Meanwhile, Christy Phillips wrapping up the beam.
Watch this. Once again, showing her flexibility. This is her reverse planche, split. She's really moving quite well, even though the pressure is so intense here. Side flip. Can't let up here, but this is her dismount. Down off that handspring, double pike, good landing. She's hanging in there.
That was not good. Oh, you should have.
She is indeed breathtaking on this apparatus, and you can see just how narrow that 4 inches is for some of these movements. You're flipping in the air, you're trying to maintain your balance during that, and you can see she was just off slightly, only a hair, and yet that can cause a bobble.
You can sense the atmosphere of anticipation growing with each and every moment here at the Salt Palace as this trials comes down near the dramatic finish.
And the concentration on this dismount really shows, and she just lands this without any steps, a little bit low with the shoulders, but I don't think the judges will take off for that.
So many people were ready to write Christy off when she gained some weight because of her mother, quite frankly. Her mother is a very large woman who, when she was in high school, was a football player, nowhere near a gymnast. And she doesn't have the body type that would lead one to believe that there could be a gymnast in this family. But Christy has shown to be someone of strong fortitude, someone who is willing to take all the criticism and come back. Melissa Marlowe just finishing the floor exercise. And a score was 9.825, and that should keep her in 6th place. This was the floor exercise. And Kathy, we know while we were watching Christy, the crowd was reacting to some very special stuff.
Well, she is a gorgeous dancer, but interestingly enough, has never taken a ballet class. Very unusual for a top-rate gymnast. She began her routine with a full and double back.
Christy Phillips' score was a 9.825. Meanwhile, the crowd in the background is booing for the score that Melissa Marlowe received for the routine that you are watching now. And I'll let you watch the routine and judge for yourself.
She was so expressive. This is her second tumbling run. Remember, they have to do 3. So she was happy about that. She has all the difficulty required, but there are gymnasts that end with a little more difficulty than she does, and that's probably why she got the 9.8 score. And her last tumbling run was a double tuck. You can see she paused there for the endurance. Take a little breath.
She was thrilled, and the biased crowd was too. Then the judges put up a 9.75, and there was a moment of disappointment. But I should say that the judges have been very stringent in their awards, and there have only been 2 perfect 10s so far. There is only one more rotation to come after this, which is not concluded yet. Today, the Olympic team in women's gymnastics will be decided.